The warning Captain Vex stared at the screen in his command center. A small dot blinked in the darkness of space. It was a human ship, drifting alone like a wounded animal. "Sir, the vessel is not responding to our calls," said his officer. "It appears damaged. Life signs detected. Only 3 humans aboard." Vex's 4 eyes narrowed with interest. Humans, the new species in the galaxy. Weak, soft creatures who had only discovered space travel 50 years ago. Their ships were slow and primitive. Easy targets. "Prepare the boarding team," Vex ordered. 12 soldiers. Full weapons. Around him, his crew celebrated. A human cargo ship meant supplies, technology, maybe even prisoners to sell. The ship was called the Wanderer, according to their scans. It hung in neutral space, far from any human patrol. But in the corner of the bridge, old Growl did not celebrate. The elderly pilot sat quietly, his 3 arms crossed over his chest. His face showed worry. "Captain," Growl said slowly, "I must speak." Vex turned. "What is it, old one?" "Do not board that ship." The bridge fell silent. Everyone looked at GRAL. Vex laughed. "You fear 3 humans? We have superior weapons. Superior numbers." "I do not fear the humans," Growl said. "I fear their ships. Their ships." Vex's laugh grew louder. "Their technology is centuries behind ours." Growl stood up. His old body shook slightly. 40 years ago, I was part of a boarding party. We found a human vessel, just like this one, drifting, damaged, only 5 humans aboard. We sent 20 soldiers, and Vex asked. None returned. Only I escaped, and I have never forgotten what I saw in those corridors. The crew whispered among themselves. Vex raised his hand for silence. "Old stories," he said. "Superstition. The galaxy has changed. We know humans now. They are not warriors. They are merchants and explorers. That is what makes them dangerous," Growl insisted. "They do not fight like warriors. They fight like—" "Enough," Vex interrupted. "Prepare my soldiers. We board in 10 minutes." Growl sat down slowly. He said nothing more, but his eyes stayed on the screen, watching the human ship drift in the black. 10 minutes later, Vex watched his boarding team leave the airlock. 12 of his best soldiers, each wearing combat armor and carrying plasma rifles. They crossed the empty space between the 2 ships in seconds. "Team leader, report," Vex said into his communicator. "Entering the human ship now, Captain," came the reply. "Hull breach successful. Moving inside." Vex watched the video feed from their helmet cameras. The inside of the human ship looked strange. The corridors were narrow and dark. Dim red lights flickered on the walls. Everything seemed old and worn. "Temperature is lower than expected," the team leader reported. "Air mixture is ... unusual. Smells strange." "Continue," Vex ordered. The soldiers moved through the corridors in formation. Their footsteps echoed in the empty halls. Vex noticed something odd. The human ship was too quiet. No engine sounds. No computer hums. Just silence and those flickering red lights. "Contact," the team leader suddenly said. Human spotted ahead. The cameras showed a human male standing in the corridor. He wore simple work clothes. No armor, no weapons. He looked tired, with dirt on his face and hands. He seemed to be in his middle years, with short dark hair. "This is Jack," the human said calmly. "Cargo worker. You are under arrest," the team leader announced. "Surrender immediately." Jack did not raise his hands. He did not look afraid. Instead, he smiled. It was a strange smile that did not reach his eyes. "You shouldn't have come here," Jack said quietly. "Secure him," the team leader ordered. 2 soldiers moved forward. Then the lights went out completely. For 3 seconds, it was total darkness. When the red emergency lights came back on, Jack was gone. Where did he go? A soldier shouted. Find him. The team leader commanded that the soldiers spread out. Vex watched the camera feeds switch between different views. The corridors all looked the same. Dark. Empty. Endless dot. Then the gravity changed. The soldiers stumbled as the ship's gravity fluctuated randomly. Up became down. Down became sideways. Captain, something is wrong with this ship, the team leader said. His voice showed fear. No. The environment it's designed against us. Abort the mission, Vex ordered. Return to the ship. Sir, we cannot find the exit. Vex felt cold. Use your trackers. They are not working. The ship's interior is blocking our signals. Captain, the temperature is dropping fast. The air is changing. My soldiers are having trouble breathing. On the screens, Vex watched his soldiers panic. They ran through corridors that all looked identical. Some fell to their knees, gasping for air that their bodies could not process properly. Then Vex heard something on the audio feed. Footsteps, many footsteps, echoing through the halls. Team leader, report, Vex demanded. How many humans are aboard? 3, sir. Scans showed only 3, but the footsteps sounded like dozens, running, coming closer. The soldiers raised their weapons, spinning in circles, trying to find the source of the sounds. They are everywhere. A soldier screamed. Hold position. The team leader shouted. One by one, the camera feeds went dark. Vex heard screams, then static, and silence. Team leader? Team leader, respond. Nothing. 12 soldiers. Gone in 15 minutes. Growl's voice came from behind Vex. Now do you believe me, Captain? Vex stared at the screen. The human ship drifted there, quiet and dark, waiting. The Hunt Vex's hands gripped the arms of his command chair. His officers stood frozen, staring at the silent screens. 12 soldiers, dead or missing. In 15 minutes. Captain, what are your orders? His second officer asked quietly. Vex's pride burned inside him. He had never lost a battle, never retreated from prey. He stood up slowly. Prepare 30 soldiers. Heavy armor. Maximum weapons. We end this now. Grawl stepped forward. Captain, please listen. I have listened enough, old one. Vex shouted. 30 armed soldiers against 3 unarmed humans. The mathematics are simple. Mathematics do not work in human ships, Grawl said. I tried to tell you. Those who board never return. Then I will be the first, Vex said coldly. Prepare the team. 20 minutes later, 30 soldiers entered the Wanderer. This time, they moved carefully. This time, they knew something was wrong with the ship. Entering main corridor, the new team leader reported. Lights are red. Gravity feels ... unstable. Find the bodies of the first team, Vex ordered. Then find the humans. The soldiers moved deeper into the ship. Their cameras showed the same dark corridors, the same flickering lights. Then they found them. Captain, a team leader's voice was shaking. We found the first team. On the screen, Vex saw 12 bodies lying in a large room. His soldiers. But something was terribly wrong. There were no burn marks from weapons. No cuts. No blood. Medical scan, Vex demanded. The results came back quickly. Sir, they died from exhaustion. Heart failure. Extreme stress. Some show signs of madness before death. How? Vex whispered. Unknown, sir. The second team moved past the bodies. They spread out through the ship, searching. Vex watched 30 different camera feeds. Each showed the same thing. Empty corridors, darkness, silence. Then one soldier saw movement. Contact. Human female ahead. The cameras focused on a woman standing at the end of a corridor. She had long red hair tied back. She wore simple clothes like Jack. She did not run. She just stood there, watching the soldiers approach. "I am Rita," she said calmly. "You should leave. Surrender." 10 soldiers surrounded her, weapons pointed at her head. Rita smiled the same strange smile Jack had shown. "As you wish." She raised her hands slowly. The soldiers moved closer. Then Rita turned and ran into the darkness. After her, the team leader commanded. Half the team chased Rita into the dark corridors. Their cameras showed them running, turning corners, going deeper into the ship. But Rita stayed ahead of them, always just out of reach. Then Vex noticed something wrong. The corridors Rita led them through twisted in impossible ways. Left turns that somehow brought them back to where they started. Straight paths that curved without the soldiers noticing. "Team leader, you are going in circles," Vex said. "Impossible, sir. We are moving forward." But the tracking data showed the truth. The soldiers were lost in a maze. The other half of the team continued searching. They found the second human in the cargo bay. A tall man with short gray hair. He looked older than the others, maybe 50 years. He sat on a metal box, eating something from a small container. "I am Tom," he said between bites. "You look lost." 20 soldiers aimed at him. "Where are the others?" The team leader demanded. "Around," Tom said. He stood up slowly, showing he had no weapons. "You know, you aliens are all the same. You see 3 humans and think we are easy targets. You are prisoners," the team leader said. Tom laughed. "No, you are." Before anyone could react, Tom ran. Not toward an exit. Not toward safety. He ran straight at the soldiers, then jumped through a narrow opening in the wall that the aliens had not noticed. A passage too small for their armored bodies. After him. But the passage was too narrow. The soldiers tried to follow, but their armor got stuck. Frustrated, they returned to the cargo bay. That was when they heard it. Footsteps above them. Below them. In the walls. Everywhere. "How many humans are on this ship?" A soldier asked fearfully. 3, the team leader said. "Only 3. But it sounded like dozens. Running, hiding, watching." Vex watched as his soldiers began to panic. They fired at shadows. They shouted at empty corridors. The ship's environment was breaking them down. The temperature continued dropping. The gravity shifted randomly. The air smelled wrong, tasted wrong. "Captain," one soldier said, "I feel ... strange. My head hurts. I cannot think clearly." Others reported the same. Dizziness, confusion, fear ... Then the team started losing contact with each other. Groups of 5 soldiers separated, wandered into different sections, could not find their way back. One by one, the camera feeds went dark again. Vex watched in horror as 30 soldiers fell to the same fate as the first 12. Some collapsed from exhaustion. Some went mad and attacked each other. Some simply disappeared into the darkness. Then his communicator crackled. A voice came through. Female. Calm. "Captain Vex," Rita said. "Can you hear me? Where are my soldiers?" Vex shouted. "Gone. Like the others before them. Like all who enter human ships uninvited. I will send every soldier on my ship." "You can try," Rita said. "But I will give you one warning. Leave now. Take your ship far from here. Tell your people what happened. Tell them why they should never board human vessels. Why? Vex demanded. Why can 3 humans defeat 40 trained soldiers? There was a pause. Then Tom's voice joined the transmission. Because we are prey species that became predators, Tom said. For millions of years on Earth, everything hunted us. So we learned to be smart. We learned to trap. We learned to use fear as a weapon. Jack's voice came next. Our ships are built like our minds, Captain. Confusing, dangerous, full of traps. We do not fight with honor. We fight to survive. This is madness, Vex said. This is humanity, Ritter replied. Leave now, Captain, or board the ship yourself. Those are your only choices. The transmission ended. Vex sat in his chair, breathing hard. 42 soldiers. Gone. 3 humans. Still alive. Behind him, Growl spoke softly. Now you understand. I was young when I boarded a human ship. 70 of us entered. Only I escaped. I crawled out through a waste port, half dead. I was in medical care for 2 months. The things I saw in those corridors still haunt my dreams. Vex turned to look at the old pilot. Why did you never tell the full story? Because no one believes until they see for themselves, Growl said sadly. Pride blinds us all. Vex stared at the screen, at the dark human ship, at the Wanderer, which now held the bodies of his soldiers. His pride burned. His anger grew. Prepare 100 troops, he said quietly. Full assault gear. I will lead them myself. Captain, no. His officers protested. But Vex stood up. I will not let 3 humans make a fool of me. We attack in 1 hour. And this time, I will see their tricks with my own eyes. Growl lowered his head. Then you will not return, Captain. Just like all the others. The legend. 1 hour later, Captain Vex stood in the airlock with 100 soldiers behind him. His best warriors. His personal guards. All armed with the most powerful weapons his ship carried. We cut through the walls, Vex ordered. We avoid the corridors. We trap them in the cargo bay. Simple and direct. His officers watched from the bridge. Growl sat silently in the corner, his old eyes sad. The soldiers entered the Wanderer with cutting tools. They burned through metal walls, creating their own paths. They refused to walk the human corridors. They would not fall into the same traps. Within 20 minutes, they had cut a direct path to the cargo bay. And there waiting for them were the 3 humans. Jack, Tom, Rita. They sat on metal boxes, looking tired. Rita had a cut on her arm. Tom was breathing heavily. Jack's face showed exhaustion. But they were calm. Always calm. 100 soldiers surrounded them. Weapons pointed from every direction. There was no escape. Finally, Vex said, stepping forward. You 3 have killed 42 of my soldiers. 42 who should not have come, Jack replied simply. Vex's anger exploded. You are prisoners. You have no authority here. We are humans, Rita said. And you are in our ship. Your ship is surrounded. Your bodies are weak. You have no weapons. Vex counted on his fingers. Surrender or die. The 3 humans looked at each other. Then Tom spoke. Captain, you still do not understand. After everything, you still do not see. See what? Vex demanded. This was never about winning, Tom said. Rita continued. This was about teaching. Jack finished. Teaching the galaxy to fear human ships. Vex stared at them. What? Jack stood up slowly, hands raised. The distress call was fake. The damage to our ship was intentional. We wanted someone to find us, to board us. We are not merchants, Rita said, standing as well. We are soldiers. Human military. This is our job. Tom stood last. Every human ship in space is designed this way, Captain. built to be boarded, built to trap, built to kill anyone who enters without permission. Vex felt cold understanding wash over him. You sacrificed yourselves? We volunteered, Jack said, because humans learned long ago that sometimes you must show strength through fear. We cannot match your weapons. We cannot match your numbers. So we match your nightmares. Rita stepped forward. Our species survived on Earth for millions of years. Everything hunted us. Big animals with claws and teeth, diseases, other humans. We learned that survival is not about honor. It is about doing whatever it takes. Our ships are designed like traps, Tom explained. The corridors confuse your senses. The gravity makes you weak. The air composition slowly affects your mind. Every sound, every shadow, every corner is designed to create fear. And fear makes mistakes. Jack smiled his cold smile. You lost 42 soldiers, not because we killed them directly. You lost them because your own fear killed them. They panicked. They exhausted themselves. They went mad. We just helped it along. Vex raised his weapon. Then you die here. All 3 of you. Yes, Rita said calmly. We knew that from the start. But you will die too, Captain. What? Tom pulled a small device from his pocket. Ships self-destruct. 30 seconds. Alarms blared throughout the Wanderer. Red lights flashed faster. You are mad. Vex shouted. You will kill yourselves. To protect humanity? Jack said. Without question. 20 seconds, Rita said. Vex's soldiers panicked. They ran for the exits. The paths they had cut through the walls. Vex grabbed his communicator. Emergency evacuation. All troops return to ship immediately. He ran with his soldiers. Behind him, he heard Jack's final words. Tell them, Captain. Tell them what happens when you board human ships. Tell them about the Wanderer. Tell them about us. Make sure they never forget. 10 seconds, Rita's voice echoed. Vex and his troops scrambled through the cut passages. They jumped across space toward their own ship. Behind them, the Wanderer's engines glowed bright. 5 seconds. Vex made it to his airlock. Only 20 soldiers followed him. The others were still inside when the human ship exploded. The blast wave hit Vex's ship hard. They tumbled through space. When they finally stabilized, Vex looked back at the debris field where the Wanderer had been gone. Everything gone, including the 3 humans. 2 weeks later, Vex stood before the Galactic Council. His body was bandaged. His spirit was broken. I hereby recommend that all human vessels be designated as forbidden zones, Vex said quietly. No military force should attempt to board them. The cost is too high. Because of 3 humans? A council member asked. Because every human ship is a weapon, Vex replied. Because humans do not fight like we do. They fight with psychology, with fear, with sacrifice. We cannot win against enemies who turn their own ships into traps. A council agreed. The order went out across the galaxy. Human ships were to be avoided, not attacked, not boarded. The risk was too great. Months passed. The story spread. Pirates whispered about the Wanderer. Military captains warned their crews about ghost ships. Trade routes changed to avoid human space, not in bars and stations. Aliens spoke in hushed voices about Jack, Tom, and Rita, the 3 humans who killed dozens without firing a shot. Some said they died in the explosion. Others claimed they escaped in hidden pods. No one knew the truth, but the legend grew. 5 years later, a young alien captain named Krell found an abandoned human cargo ship. It drifted in deep space, silent and dark. Should we investigate, Captain? His officer asked. Krell remembered the stories. the warnings. But he was young and bold. "Prepare a boarding team," he ordered. His crew hesitated. "That is an order." Krell shouted. 10 soldiers entered the human ship. Krell watched their camera feeds. Dark corridors, flickering red lights, silence. Then they found something carved into a metal wall. Words in human writing, translated by their computers. "We are humans. Our ships are our castles. None who enter uninvited shall leave." Below it, 3 names: Jack, Tom, Rita. "Captain," a soldier whispered, "we should leave." But it was too late. The lights went out. The gravity shifted. The trap closed. Krell's soldiers never returned. Far away, in deep space, dozens of alien warships drifted in the darkness. All empty, all dead. All bore the marks of boarding human vessels around them. Human cargo ships moved peacefully through the trade lanes. Small, slow, seemingly defenseless. But now, everyone knew the truth. Human ships were not prey. They were predators waiting to be boarded. And the legend continued, growing stronger with each foolish captain who ignored the warnings. In the galaxy, a new rule emerged, unwritten but universally understood. Never board a human ship. None who enter ever return. The 3 names became a warning whispered across 1,000. Worlds. Jack, Tom, Rita. The humans who taught the galaxy to fear. The end.